begin tonight with breaking news. 3 people in the hospital and 1 person behind bars tonight following a shooting in Winchester.
Breaking news.
We begin tonight with breaking news. A Dry Ridge State Trooper shot multiple times and a manhunt underway for the gunman. Good evening, I'm Emani Payne. Information about this shooting is still coming into our newsroom right now, but here's what we know so far. Now, Fox 56's Georgia MacArthur joins us now live from the scene of this shooting. Georgia, it looks like still a very active police presence there. Tell us what you're seeing and hearing there on the ground. New tonight, 11 children are in protective custody following a murder-suicide in Lexington on Sunday. A Lexington man is behind bars tonight accused of sexually abusing a student on UK's campus. University police arrested this man, 34-year-old Aaron Elliott. It's the video a lot of you have been talking about all day long. This footage of a major fight that broke out at Malibu Jack's over the weekend. New tonight, we're hearing from the family of several people arrested following the brawl. Now to some heartbreaking news. A 7-year-old little boy has died following a house fire in Wolfe County this morning. It happened on Highway 1812. Firefighters found the boy's remains after putting out the flames. Our team of reporters is standing by with up-to-the-minute information on current conditions.
Good evening, I'm Marvin Bart.
And I'm Emani Payne. Freezing rain continues to fall as we remain under a state of emergency here in Kentucky.
Been gloomy week.
But the sun will come out tomorrow. In fact, we may have several nice days in a row. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Johnson for some good news. Chris.
Yeah, some good news is exactly what we're talking about as we head into the next several days.
The suspect in Friday's shooting of a Kentucky State Trooper made his first appearance in court today. 21-year-old Lequan Taylor faces multiple felony charges after leading authorities on a 6-hour manhunt before finally surrendering to officers. Fully vaccinated could soon take on a broader meaning here in Kentucky. A state lawmaker has filed a resolution to recognize a positive COVID antibody test as being equal to having a full vaccine dose. It was a traffic jam and a steady stream of people going in and out, making offers on the spot. Unfortunately, this is just a sign of the times and somewhat expected in 2022. Realtors say there is an extreme shortage of nice homes at prices under $500,000. And you know, I lived in Raleigh, North Carolina just before moving here, so I can attest to this. The housing market is crazy. It's a growing city, so I'm not surprised.
I'm going to ask you if that looked kind of familiar.
Now, if you're just joining us, this is a live picture of the scene where just hours ago, a Kentucky State Trooper was shot multiple times while conducting a traffic stop. He was transferred from Cynthiana to UK Hospital here in Lexington, where he was stable and responsive. We'll continue to update you both on air and online as we learn more information. Lexington first responders are working around the clock, fighting back against an uptick in overdoses since the pandemic began. Police say Landon was shot and killed by his mother's boyfriend Sunday before the man turned the gun on himself. A teenager is behind bars tonight after being accused of making bomb threats at 2 area high schools. A 4-year-old child is still fighting for their life in the hospital tonight after being shot in the head over the weekend. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help identifying an armed robbery suspect. They believe the man in these photos robbed the vape shop on Highway 25 just north of London this morning around 5 a.m. Scary moments for a Lexington family today after a thief took off in their car with their newborn baby still inside. Tonight, we're hearing from one of the survivors of that deadly home invasion that left 32-year-old Jordan Morgan dead. Morgan is the daughter of former state representative Wesley Morgan, who was also shot in the incident. Despite the devastation following this weekend's tornado, people living in the area are still finding the good in a tough situation. This house barely standing after an EF1 tornado moved through Saturday. The 110-mile-per-hour winds leaving behind significant damage. The entire community cleaning up today.
I had a table. It took the table out, took the vinyl siding off, and turned my air conditioning unit over.
Walking through the rubble in his own yard. It's a lot for Michael Sparks to take in. He's lived here for 15 years.
It's the worst storm when I lived here. I mean, it happened so fast. And we were on the porch when all this was going on. And I told my boy, I said, we need to go in the house now.
When they came back out this morning, their yard and neighborhood unrecognizable. Madison County Emergency Management says no injuries were reported and say it was all hands on deck to get power restored quickly and roadways cleared.
It is always a challenge anytime you see something that impacts your community. We never want bad things to happen, but if they do, we want to make sure that we're ready to support our community and help in any way that we can.
Everyone glad their neighbors are unharmed and thanking a higher power that it wasn't worse.
Lord had his hand on us, and he was here watching over us.
And if you still need help with cleanup or other resources, you're being asked to contact the Madison County Emergency Management Office. Reporting in Madison County, Emani Payne, Fox 56 News. Strong winds knocking over trash cans, trees, and causing damage out front Union City Baptist Church after a tornado touched down over the weekend.
I've never been scared of storms, but I'm sure I'm shook up from this one.
Damaging this church van and the home of David King, the church's pastor, as he hunkered down in his basement with his pregnant wife and 4-year-old daughter.
And the windows sucked in the basement, and I thought the whole house was going to suck up off the ground. And we couldn't, when we was trying to come in to go downstairs, we couldn't get the front door closed. I was pushing on it with all my body weight, and it was pushing me back.
The storm leaving damage, debris, and a lot of cleanup to be done in its aftermath. King now leaning on his faith and community to see him through the recovery.
We got through it, and we was praying and just holding each other and scared, but we was glad that it all worked out.
Reporting in Madison County, Emani Payne, Fox 56 News. Slick roads, high water signs, and front yards that look like lakes. It's the reality for people living in Mount Vernon after heavy rains and flooding moved through the area Saturday.
So I knew once daylight hit that we were going to probably see some flooding issues, and we done just that.
Evident by this water-filled parking lot out front Jacobswell Baptist Church. Floodwater seeping inside, causing damage. Leadership now making plans to have much of the carpet replaced. Jordan Smith has lived here his entire life. He says some people are staying in hotels or with family tonight because of the flooding.
It is interrupting people's lives today. Again, there's several parts throughout the county that are seeing these flooding issues. So hopefully we can start seeing the water go down as the rain kind of moves out. But it has definitely brought a whole list of problems today.
He says to his knowledge, no one in town was injured due to the weather, but that it will be a day of checking and cleanup for many come morning.
Just remember, everybody across the state, we've had a lot of devastating weather events that have happened. Continue to remember all your neighbors in Kentucky as everyone tries to rebuild and get back to normal.
Reporting in Mount Vernon, Emani Payne, Fox 56 News.